Hey everyone, Michael with Break a Pencil here. So we have made it. We've made it to the last day, the last installment of our Taylor Swift Masterclass in Strategic Leadership. This chapter, 2025, How Taylor Swift Turned Victory into Lasting Industry Change. And the two personas we have left that we're going to talk about are the Talent Gardener and the Vision Translator. Once again, these are personas from the framework I developed called the 6 Personas of Product Leadership. 6 different personas that great product leaders have to embody at various different times and really need to be aware of so they can hone and tune those skills. Quick recap, video 1, introduction, video 2, Taylor gets public response, video 3, Taylor creates competing assets, video 4, Taylor coordinates an incredible amount of releases and surprises for her fans. Video 5, Taylor just absolutely creates enormous amounts of value with the Eras Tour. And video 6, here we are, where Taylor claims victory and leaves a legacy. Here's our overall timeline that we've gone through, and here is what we're going to be focusing on. Final day, 6 years, 4 phases, the ultimate victory. But Taylor didn't just win for herself. She transformed an entire industry. And that's kind of the key about this Vision Translator and Talent Gardener. It's all about turning your personal victory into lasting change for others. So today we're going to see how great leaders create legacies beyond themselves. Victory and legacy building. So May 30th, 2025, Taylor declares victory on Instagram. A couple of quotes from her letter. All of the music I've ever made now belongs to me. All I've ever wanted was the opportunity to work hard enough to be able to one day purchase my music outright with no strings attached, no partnership, with full autonomy. And really, a key skill here for that Vision Translator persona is being able to articulate what victory means, but what it means at a higher level. What it means beyond just the obvious, yay, I now own my masters. But what does it mean in terms of completing this arc, this journey, beyond just that personal gain? Immediately, though, she's already making industry impact. From her letter, quote, every time a new artist tells me they negotiated to own their master recordings in their record contract because of this fight, I'm reminded of how important it was for all of this to happen. Right? So she talks about the fact that this isn't just for her. Her strategy has educated millions about artist rights, right? We're having conversations now about creative ownership that we never had before. And really the Vision Translator, yet again, comes through by making what are typically viewed as either ununderstood or complex business concepts, making them both accessible and compelling and something people talk about. And that leaves a legacy of lasting industry transformation. Taylor's created essentially a new negotiating reality. Record labels now face better informed artists because of Taylor. Her individual victory created an industry-wide power shift and leaves a lasting legacy well beyond her own art. Using success to transform entire ecosystems. Can you, as a product leader embodying a Vision Translator and a Talent Gardener, and I'll get into specifics in a moment, can you leave something that's bigger than yourself? So, what does it mean to me as a product leader? A couple things. First, ask yourself 2 very important questions, right? How do I help others understand how to replicate this, right? If I do something and I do it well and I'm successful, right? Can I help others replicate that in the future? Can I share the learnings? And the Talent Gardener says, how do I use this win to build lasting capability in others, right? So not only how do I leave the information, but how do I leave it within others? How do I help others grow based on my experience? Great leaders don't just win, they make winning teachable. Where can you use this? You have a successful product launch, document and teach the process. Share how you do it. Leave that behind as a legacy well after you leave the business. Your career growth, create pathways for others, help mentor, develop, coach others in their career using the lessons you've learned in yours. When you do a process improvement, templatize it or look to other teams throughout the organization that might benefit from understanding what you did to improve and how they might be able to emulate that. When you have a strategic victory, right, don't just celebrate it, use it to be transformative to the culture. Create a team that doesn't just like to win, a team that yearns for it, that craves it. And finally, ask that question of, is anybody going to care when I'm gone from this business or when I've gone on to something else? What I leave behind, will my success outlast my stay, my tenure? How do you bring the vision translator and the talent gardener into your role on a day-to-day basis? You need them in a variety of times. After major wins, right? When you want to celebrate success. When your team's going through a transition, right? Times of uncertainty, really important that you're able to communicate effectively and translate that vision and be there to help coach and support your team. And just generally, overall, when you're trying to build an organizational culture or even just a team culture, always be thinking about this. The Vision Translator core skill, you got to be able to make complex understandable. Make complex strategies understandable and inspiring for others. Okay? You got to be able to translate things in a way that others can not only understand it, but feel inspiration from it. As a talent gardener, you need to use your success not just for yourself, but it should be to develop others and really try to create that lasting capability, maybe even legacy. And when you combine those, when you win, ask, how does this help others win too? Here's what we went through. 2019, 2020, 2021, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 2025. 6 years, 6 personas, one transformed industry. Taylor didn't just reclaim her work. There's more to this story. She redefined how artists think about their work for an entire industry. She went from her signing of the Tumblr post the day that it was announced that Scooter Braun had bought her master's, sad and grossed out, broken heart Taylor, to signing her letter on May 30th, 2025, when she announced that she bought her master's, elated and amazed Taylor. The most powerful legacy of strategic leadership is when you combine these two. 6 personas, 6 videos, and 1 masterclass in strategic thinking. Right? The most sophisticated strategies, they operate across multiple personas. Right? They transfer and transition between personas as needed, depending on what the situation calls for, depending on what's needed at that time. So I'll leave you with this question, product managers, product leaders. Which persona will you focus on next? Thank you for following along. If you want a free copy of the 6 personas of product leadership framework that I developed, you can go to breakapencil.com/the 6 personas of product leadership with hyphens between the words. I'll link to it below. Also, my YouTube channel, please subscribe. You'll get not only these videos, this video series, but lots of other videos I provide in terms of product leadership insights, in terms of ways that you can use AI in product management, and all sorts of other goodies. YouTube.com/@breakapencil with hyphens between the words. And last but not least, if you want to connect on LinkedIn, please do. I'm at mhirsch, MHIRSCH. Thanks very much for listening, for watching, and for following along. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.